Hi, my name is Michelle. Welcome to my channel, Paper Stamp Ink. I am coming to you today with alternative projects for the Paper Pumpkin July 2018 kit. And if you haven't already had a chance, I just want to make sure that you know that you can push that button down below this video, the big subscribe button. That'll make sure that you see future videos of mine. Tap the bell and you'll get a notification every time I release a new video. Now, Paper Pumpkin, if you're not familiar with it, is a kit. It comes in a box. Let me grab that. So it's going to come in a box just like this. It comes to your doorstep, and it's got everything in it that you need to create some fun projects. I'll put a link to my previous video that shows the actual projects that they suggest, and they always give you ideas, and then I like to take the products that are included in the kit and see what else I can come up with and design for you. So I'm going to go through 6 of these projects really quickly, and then we're going to make one together. So this is, I think, one of my favorites. This, I just took some of the tissue, fold over. They had extra handles from the baskets that are in the kit, and then I used the tufted embossing folder. Let me put that up here a little closer so you can appreciate that. This is one of the more deep embossing folders, the dynamic folders, and I just love that. It doesn't hardly feel like you're doing any work when you slide that through, and yet it comes out with this beautiful embossing. So I used that to make the picnic basket and rounded the corners at the bottom of my crumb cake piece. Stuffed all sorts of these cute little die cuts, which were included in the kit. And then I used some of this beautiful plaid pattern design or gingham that we got in the kit to put into the basket, and then also to put across the bottom. This is actually tissue paper for it. So that's number 1. This is my second one. I took some of those tissue paper rectangles, and then I used some blueberry bushel strips to just give it a little outline, and the Thinking of You stamp that is included in the kit. So I try to do things with my Paper Pumpkin alternatives that are primarily using the kit. This one, I think all I brought in for these projects this time was some cardstock that coordinates. This kit had blueberry bushel, granny apple green, and real reds, and crumb cake was another accent color that I used. So I just brought in some scrap papers from those and some strips to add to the cards. But I want you to be able to see what you can create with these without having a whole lot of other things in your stash, because you can do some great things with them. So this one, I actually used the punch out. All these little blueberries were in these circles. I trimmed that down to fit the front of my panel, and then I used the thank you stamp on the bottom there, put a little accent strip of the granny apple green, which is one of my favorite colors in the new colors, and then use some of that tissue paper behind. This one's a fun one. I just put some of that tissue paper, wrapped it around at an angle, added again some of those die cuts, backed it with granny apple green, and then this uses some of the extra tags that were left. So it's a little bit interactive, so you can start with the from, enjoy, and thank you. And that last one is actually adhered here down on there. And this is the brad that I did bring that in from outside of the kit. I thought these little vellum plaid squares would be fun to make my own blueberry out of as a shaker card. So I used the layering circles with the scallop border one, just because I like scallops. I guess blueberries don't really have a scalloped edge, but I like the scallop look. So used one of those little accent pieces that came out of the middle of the blueberries when you punch them out. And so I used that and put one of the sticker leaves on there. Again, a piece of the granny apple green, a small piece of the tissue paper as an accent, and a thank you. And then this is a cute little note card where I use the apple, and I use the new detail trio punch that came out to round the corners here and then give this accent detail. I backed that with some of the real red and used a piece of the blue gingham. Now this, if I remember right, I believe that blue gingham is actually from the inside of one of the envelopes versus the tissue paper on that one, because I wanted something a little more opaque. All right, so we are going to create a explosion box, gift box together here. And so I've already done a little bit of prep work on that, and you know, make sure you put your layers together before you adhere them down. So this one, I adhered everything and then I did my fold, and I found that I had to actually tear that to get this to fold over all the way, but that's okay, that's going to be covered up. So I took those note cards and I lined 2 of them with the green tissue and 2 of them with the blue tissue, and we are just going to take and stack those all together to create a box. And I'm going to do very minimal decorating on this, but you could decorate it up as much or as little as you would like to. So let's go ahead and get started. Before I adhere these down, it's going to be easier if I go ahead and decorate them first. On the outside, I'm just going to put one of these little apples on each of those 4 panels. And I do need to grab my stickers. I put those away. I still have lots of pieces left in this kit to make some future projects, but I wanted to get this, go ahead and get this on out to you guys. And I want to make sure that doesn't go over the edge there. Let's go ahead, let's do that on all 4 of these. This would be a cute little back to school gift for a teacher. Of course, anybody's gonna love these, because who doesn't like that gingham look for picnics? So it just makes us think of summertime and getting out and enjoying time with friends and family. Do one more, and then we can get on to the insides. Now I saved some of these labels, and we're going to use those on the inside of the cards, just for you to be able to, or inside the box, to give you an option of tucking some notes inside. And let's see, I cut these out, these little strips here, just to create a pocket. And I think I like the tone on tone better. So just remember, don't glue all 4 sides when you put it down, because then you don't end up with a pocket anymore. You can tuck that in there. Kind of looks like a little, makes me think of a little jar, like a little mason jar. And tuck this one down. So give me a thumbs up if you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber and enjoy those kits as much as I do. There we go. Uh-oh, I did these backwards. Oops. All right. You know what? We're going to fix this. Going to come up with a plan, though. You have to put your pocket on the fold. Otherwise, it's going to be upside down when you open that up. So that's all right. We're going to grab a little strip of blueberry bushel. Sometimes making them on the fly, you get to see my mistakes and how I fix those as well. So I know that's a 3x3 note card, and so I know all I have to do is cut a 3-inch strip out of one of these that I already had in my stash, and cover up that little blooper there. And no one's ever going to know that it wasn't supposed to be that way. Well, you guys will know, but you won't tell, will you? Keep my secret, please. All right, let's fix this one as well. Thank goodness for, and I'm going to leave that on the bottom so that'll be covered up. Go ahead and flip this around. Tell me what are your mistakes that you make when you're crafting, and how do you cover them up? Because I hope I'm not the only one that does that. I don't think I am. I've been to enough events, crafting events with friends, that I've heard enough of those "oh no's" going around the room. So I'm pretty sure that other people have those issues too. But part of card making or paper crafting or any crafting really is just figuring out how to cover your mistakes. Like the other one that I made. Goodness, I am just having a bad day here. Thank goodness this stuff is all going to stack on top of each other. I need to make sure that's on the same side there so that my apple's not upside down. Stick with me, folks. I'm not always this scatterbrained, I promise. All right, there we go. All fixed. Okay, and we've got this one ready to go, and one more strip here. This is how you know that it's really live, and I'm being open and honest with you guys, right, when I share my mistakes. Now, if you are not familiar with Paper Pumpkin and you'd like to give it a try, then you can follow the link down below and sign up for your first month, and you are going to get 50% off of your first month of Paper Pumpkin. Isn't that a great deal? All right, so here's where we're going to cover up all those flaws. I'm just going to stack these one by one. Paper pumpkin kits also make a great gift for people who are just getting started crafting. It comes with everything in there. It even includes the stamp set and an ink spot. So it really is a completely all-inclusive kit. And the first one that you get is going to include an acrylic block even for your stamps. So if you have absolutely nothing to get started on crafting, Paper Pumpkin is the way to go. And you can sign up for 1 month at a time. You can sign up for several months. All right, so there is our box. Now we just need a lid. So this is a 3x3 box that we made today. And to make the lid, all I have to do is decide how deep do I want the sides of the lid to go. Now I've got a sample and we're going to make one together, but in this one I just did a 1/2 inch border. So for me to determine how big my square was going to be that I needed to start with, I said, okay, how deep do I want that border? I wanted a 1/2 inch, so that means I need to add an inch. So a 1/2 inch, 3 inches, and then another 1/2 inch. So that gives me 4 inches. Then for this lid not to fit super tight, I'm going to add just 1/8 of an inch onto that. So I've got a 4 1/8 inch piece of this crumb cake to make our lid. And we're going to come in here. I'm going to bring my trimmer with a score blade over, and we are just going to score at 1/2 inch all the way around. Let's see. 1/2 inch. There we go. And I think I did that one at 3/4 inch. I'm going to come back and fix it. All right, I'm going to fold all of these in. Boy, I'm going to share with you guys all sorts of ways to cover up your mistakes. So you see I've got that extra score line, so you know what I'm going to do? no problem. And come in and do a 3/4 inch all the way around. And there you go. Now we've got a decorative accent. I'm telling you, there's ways to fix everything. Now I'm going to come in with my scissors that apparently need a good cleaning there. And to take care of that after we get off, I'm going to go on that first score line. And I'm going to cut down to the first score line because the other one's just a decorative one. And I'm going to cut this little corner out. And then I'm going to come in and give a little angle here. And that's just going to help it to fit together a little easier. And actually I wanted to just angle that tab and leave the tab. All right, let's see what we can. Well, I know that you guys are faithful crafters if you're going to stick with me along this journey here. Honestly, if I had another kit, I would probably start this over so that you wouldn't have to deal with all of my flubs, but I don't. And guess what? Nobody is going to see the inside of this lid. Well, I mean, they may, but hey, it's you're probably not really going to be looking at it that closely. So what can I do here? Let's add another strip along there, and we're just going to kind of make a new edge, if that makes sense, what I'm doing here. So I'm just coming back in, add another layer, and I need to keep my tab, so I'm just going to even that up there, and another 1/2 inch strip. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's make this super long to go all the way across that. That's what I should have done. And then I'm going to trim off both of those to make sure they line up. So, oops. Using my Tombow Mono Multi glue, I'm going to shift that so this one is lining up, and I just need to do this little corner here. And this one trim down, do my tab, and make a manual crease there. And we're going to tuck all of these little tabs in. Now it's going to have to go all the way. There's one. Hold that briefly to keep it in place. There's two. Third corner. And one more tab. And voila, there is our box. Now, all I did was I just wanted to create a little bit of layering with these, and I'm going to put some glue dots behind those opaque pieces of this, and they won't show through as much. Looks like they're still going to show through on me, so let's find the little glue dots that come with the kit. And what I do when I have those is adhere this in, or I could put this down and put something else on top. And put that on, let's go ahead and just, I'll do that without you guys having to take time to watch me. So I'm going to slide this lid on, and now we've got our explosion box. So you can find whatever you would like to put in there. I have some of these little body butters I thought would be a nice little gift. I think I can fit 2 of them in there. And I'm going to use those for one of my back to school teacher gifts. And there you go. You could decorate this up as much or as little as you want, but that's just a quick and fun explosion box. Thanks for tuning in. And again, I really would appreciate if you'd subscribe to my channel, Blunders and All. I hope you enjoyed what I had to share with you, and I hope that it inspires you to get creating. Thank you and have a great day.